Welcome to Hannity tonight. Warning signs for the Biden economy. They are flashing brighter than ever. Let's pause for a second. All of this is going to impact you, your families, your loved ones, your friends, your neighbors. It's that bad. Sadly, we are on the verge of not just a recession, not just a downturn, but a full-fledged economic meltdown. All of it caused by the policies of Joe Biden and the new Green Deal, climate cult agenda, socialist Democrats. We're going to break it down, and you and your family need to act accordingly to protect yourselves. Now, Biden is failing so much, so fast, is so weak, so frail, so decrepit. Major Democrats, they appear closer than ever now to jumping ship. Look at your screen. Biden earlier today in Israel, as Tucker just showed you, literally appearing to not even know where to sit down. Where do I sit down? What do I do? Let me say hello. Let me shake the hand of the air. Hello, air. I mean, it's not the first time we see this. And once again, appearing totally disoriented. You know, thank goodness, yes, the Israeli prime minister was ever with him, helping him, dazed and confused. Now, these latest struggles come as Biden's agenda is imploding here at home because, yes, it was yet another day with another bad, horrific batch of bad economic news for the Biden economy. This is on top of yesterday's. You know, for Biden, this was his 41-plus year record high inflation, 9.1%. Today, we learned that wholesale inflation, which is the measure of inflation before it gets to you at the retail level, consumers, is surging even more, a whopping 11.3%. That is nearly the highest number ever. Yet another painful reminder of the failures of this far-left, disastrous, destructive Biden economy. Frankly, there are signs of even more pain in the days and months ahead, and frankly, years ahead. So let's make this perfectly clear so you and your families understand. Now, pretty much everything you're buying is costing you a fortune more because of the reckless, radical policies that Joe Biden, the climate alarmist cult, indoctrinated, brainwashed into, cling to like manna from heaven. Remember, inflation was 1.4%, to be precise, when Donald Trump left the White House. Joe Biden lied back in December. He said, oh, inflation is only transitory. It's only temporary. I think the worst is past us. Look at these. Look at the graphs. They speak for themselves. Put together by the New York Post. Look at this. And it lays out just how major and massive Biden's inflation failures really are. Now, you go to the grocery store, that's costing you more. You go to pump up your car with gas, that's costing you more than double what you were paying under Trump. You want to take your family out to dinner, good luck, that's costing you more. You want to buy a new car, that's going to cost you a fortune more, probably above MSRP because they don't have the parts available. Want a used car, that's up dramatically. Want to renovate your house, that's costing you more. But when the housing market crashes, and it will crash, you might be able to finally find that contractor you've been waiting for. If you want to buy a house, yep, interest rates are way up. It's going to cost you perhaps thousands more every month. And you have interest rates spiking. The Fed is now moving closer to a historic 100 basis point increase later this month on top of the 0.75 basis point increase we had last month. We haven't seen this since Jimmy Carter. But according to Biden, the Democrats were all supposed to just suck it up, go along with their anti-energy, Green New Deal, economy-killing agenda as the hardworking men and women in this country and their families suffer more and more and more. We're all supposed to believe their endless lies, and we're supposed to pretend that this was all caused by Putin and the pandemic. The pandemic was happening under President Trump. We didn't have these problems. We got cheap oil because it was domestic oil. We were energy independent and a net exporter of energy. Joe gave all of that up. So Joe blames big oil or blames rich people, now blames this week the Republicans, blames Donald Trump, blames Fox News. Listen to one White House so-called economic advisor with next to no experience completely stumble after actually being asked a tough question, believe it or not, by fake news CNN. Take a look.
The rate of inflation in the U.S. is higher than it is in Canada, France, Italy, Japan, India, Mexico, China. Why?
Well, here's a couple of things. I mean, first off, let's be clear. The bulk of the increases in prices last month were due to energy and food, and most of that was indeed due to energy. And so this is really the result of The United States and countries everywhere coming out of a historic pandemic, where we have seen these ongoing challenges with supply chains, these fragile supply chains that businesses have created around the world that have made it difficult to get products to shelves in the time of this recovery from a pandemic. You add on top of that this unprovoked war that Putin has been waging in the Ukraine, and that is why we've seen prices rise.
She's right about the energy part, except she's not telling you the main part. The main part being, of course, that Joe Biden, well, he eliminated energy independence. Somehow he thinks it's better to import oil from countries that hate us, like Russia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, OPEC, Venezuela. Now, many in the mob and the media, they're still in a never-ending fight with truth and reality, still on a never-ending crusade to defend Biden at all costs. Listen to the ladies at that hard-hitting ABC News show, The View, letting us know there's nothing Joe can do. Yes, there is drill and frack, but take a look.
Inflation rates just hit a 40-year high, and there are calls coming from both sides of the aisle and the media for the Biden administration to figure out ways to fix it. So here's my question. What do you want him to do that he's not doing? I mean, I don't know. This I don't know very many folks who could juggle this many balls in the air at the same time.
Especially not this guy who probably doesn't know today's Thursday. How about this? Whoopi, he can return to the economic and energy policies of Donald Trump. Donald Trump achieved energy independence for the first time in 75 years. We're a net exporter of energy, and his clinging to new climate alarmist religious cultism caused us all now to pay double what we were paying. Everything that's delivered to every store you go to costs more because diesel costs more. Joe Biden artificially reduced the world supply of energy. Supply and demand crisscross, that dictates the price. And guess what? Demand remained constant. The price went dramatically higher. Joe Biden repeatedly attacking the oil and gas industry. They want the leases back. They want to finish the Keystone XL pipeline. They want exploration in ANWR, all of which Joe is prohibiting. Joe rolled back at American energy independence, and we're all paying the price. So that's what he could do. If Joe Biden, he said during the campaign he would eliminate fossil fuels. Look me in the eye. Trust me. I'll eliminate it. I'll get rid of it. It's Joe Biden that signed into law the so-called COVID relief bill that was not actually for COVID, perhaps the most reckless, irresponsible piece of legislation in modern U.S. history that fired up an already overheated economy. Does the administration have no understanding of inflation at all whatsoever? We learned yesterday from Steve Moore they have next to zero experience in the business sector. And beyond all the Biden lies and misdirections and blame and, all the BS, the signs of an economic disaster are staring all of us right in the face. Inflation, 41-year high, energy prices, record highs, and just this week, the IMF cut their 2022 growth forecast and warned that avoiding a recession will be, quote, increasingly challenging, meaning not going to happen. That soft landing they talk about, that's not going to happen either. Now, add to that the cooler consumer spending, weak bank earnings, slumping stocks, rate hike fears. You have a brutal Biden economic cocktail, and it's only just begun. Wait till you see what happens. New home construction is going to stop. Sale of existing homes will stop. Home values will plummet. Nobody's going to want to sell their home with a 3% 30-year mortgage and move to another home. And guess what? That's going to impact the economy. Wait for the housing market crash. That's going to follow all of this. The man in the White House clearly is not up for the job. We should really have an honest conversation. If he's not up for the job, we really need to consider the 25th Amendment. Piers Morgan is right. And just in case you weren't quite convinced, let's remind you once again.
The political coverage that, look, some of the political players and some of the let me ask a rhetorical question. No, I won't. Anyway.
So finally, even the New York Times recognizes, wow, Sean Hannity's been right the whole time. We were way ahead of the curve. We were telling you during the campaign. Let me get a little ahead of the curve again. That man is not mentally fit to be president. And the people around him covering all of this up, they are the worst type of enablers because they're putting the country at greater risk, even the world at a greater risk. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.